Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Pizza Punk. It's been a while since we've done an episode of Pizza Punk. I kind of miss it. Part of me is kind of like, scrap the Pizza Punk. It should just be, whatever. It's whoever is on tonight as a guest. But I don't know. There's something about pizza. I ate pizza tonight for dinner, actually. Two forms of pizza. I don't know why. I just decided to do two forms of pizza, and that was my meal. And I had way too much mozzarella cheese. Just too much. Like, you think that you can never have enough mozzarella cheese, but that's not true. Like it is possible to overdose on mozzarella cheese. It's not pretty. It's not pretty when it happens, but I really like all forms of cheese. How are you all doing tonight? Tonight's guest is an interesting fellow who is a musician, and that's the other thing too. We've had filmmakers on Pizza Punk, but I think from now on, when we do Pizza Punk, it's a musician podcast. That's what it's all about. Like, even if we don't talk about music the whole time or even at all, I feel like it's a musician interview show. And then I don't know, maybe we need something that's like, maybe we need cannoli corner for film for filmmakers. But tonight's guest, I don't know him as a musician per se, even though he is is one. I'm like blown away by this dude's incredible graphic design talent. The guy is just got really great aesthetic sensibilities that I just really enjoy. And he's put together a couple of really cool looking things that just really, I don't know, they just catch my eye. And then as it turns out, he's got a band too. And we're going to talk about that in a minute, called the Ravagers. I hope I said that right. The Ravagers. It's easy to mispronounce that name. I feel like you have to really look at it. What is Ravagers? Ravagers, not Ravage. Ravagers. Ravagers. Okay, let's bring him out. His name is Alex Hagen. Alex, hello.
Hello, Jeff. How are you?
Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me on Pizza Punk.
Hey, Pizza Punk, because pizza is so punk. It's punk. That's actually a song by a band called the Sneaky Pinks, who I believe were they have a song called I'm So Punk. It's actually a great song. I'll send it to you. It's a great track, but then I turned it into, instead of I'm So Punk, it's Pizza is So Punk. It's punk. Welcome to the show, man. I gotta tell you, let's just jump in with 2 feet. And I gotta tell you, I listened to a bunch of your music because I really wanted to get a good sense of what kind of music you guys play. And I gotta say, I love it. I really dig it. Okay, now I hope I don't offend you with this, but this is what who came to mind when I was listening to your music. Oh, like this eyeballs gonna pop out of his head. I hear a lot of Dead Boys in the best possible way. I hear some Lords of the New Church. I hear Stiv Bators' influence in your music, and it's wonderful. It's refreshing. I feel like it's been missing from the Pantheon. So I really enjoyed. I just went through Spotify and I just went down the rabbit hole and just listened to a bunch of stuff.
Cool.
Enjoyed myself.
That's awesome. Yeah, he's definitely one of my influences and someone that I've looked up to, from an early age. So even if it's intentional or not, it definitely, it comes through sometimes when I'm writing a song or the way I deliver my vocal delivery.
It's there. It's its own. You're doing your own thing, but like I hear the spirit of Stiv Bators. I hear this. What's up, Jody Ramone? Yeah. How are you? He says that How the Gods Kill poster behind you is cool.
Oh yeah, this one.
Yeah, I guess
it's a promo poster.
You've heard of that band called Danzig?
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Yeah, you like those guys?
They're all right. They're cool.
Yeah, they're okay. They're okay. Wait, before we'll talk about that later. So your music, though, yeah, it really does have it. I really has that kind of vibe to it, though, and I really enjoyed it. The songs are like earworms. Every song
Cool.
has some kind of earworm in the hook. There's like a hook, there's a chorus or something. There's a lot of, I feel the, I saw in your thing, your bio, I saw Alice Cooper was mentioned. I feel the
Yeah.
Alice Cooper energy, but it
Cool.
definitely leans more towards like, I don't know, like Stiv Bators and the Dead Boys for me when I was listening.
Yeah.
So.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, I think when we formed 10 years ago, we were all very into like early 1977 New York City punk bands, all the bands that played at CBGB's.
Yeah.
Most notably the Ramones, Heartbreakers, Dead Boys. We liked that attitude, and we tried to bring that across the best we could in the modern age.
You know what? Okay, so some of like, for instance, like there is literally in the title of the seminal album, Young, Loud, and Snotty. I'm thinking of the variation. There's also there's another mix called Younger, Louder, Snottier, and it's like a dirty mix down tape that is far superior to the studio polished album. But is, you know what I'm talking about? It's
I have it on record. Yeah.
Oh, it's just Younger, Louder, Snottier was how I heard the Dead Boys. And when I think about that word, like how it relates to, punk rock energy, like the idea of like it being a little snotty, I get a little bit of that energy via that Dead Boys through your music in a good way, in a really good way. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's there. It's there. I love those bands too, man. Heartbreakers, all that stuff. Just, it's the best. It's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. Iggy, a little bit definitely Ramones. Love me some Ramones.
Yeah.
Just all the staples, all the greats and stuff. Why the Ravagers?
Well, I was looking at a bunch of old movie posters, and I saw a movie called Ravagers, and I thought it would be a cool band name. And the movie poster looked like one of those post-apocalyptic 70s horror movies, like Dark Future, dystopian style movies, kind of like The Warriors or something. And that was the vibe that I thought fit with the music too, that I was trying to go, write and put together.
I want to see like a musical of your music. Like I want to see a rock and roll movie. Like not like a musical, not like show tunes, but like
I would love that. I would love to do like a music video for every song on our record that all goes with a story. You know what I mean? Just like a whole.
Yeah, that's a musical, like literally.
That. Yes, exactly.
all you got to do is you got to either write out a concept. You write songs within a concept, and then you just need to stitch together, the connective tissue, or find a story. I don't know about you, but sometimes I listen to records and I sort of make up a story. Like, I know this is going to sound really fucking batshit crazy, but like when I was much, much younger, I used to listen to the first side of the White Album, and I had a whole fucking story all the way up to like, I think Martha, My Dear, like just all the way through. It was about a dude who came back from fighting in a war, and then he has to go back to war. And like I could like see the whole thing in my head just from listening to it. And so it's like, I feel like if you like think hard enough, you could take any piece of music or any like, thing and try and find some sort of cohesion between the songs.
You can, absolutely. And even if it's not intentional, like if you're writing a record and you have the track listing when you're finished and you look at all the tracks and you're trying to figure out which order to put them in, you know what I mean? Sometimes it makes sense based on the name of each song, and it can kind of, they come together seamlessly like that. And you can kind of make up your own concept of what the whole record's about after you're done writing it, even if it's not intentionally what you set out to do in the first place.
Right. I mean, that's literally how Sgt. Pepper came to be. It was like they weren't intending to do. I mean, they started off with a concept that they ended up abandoning. And even though they abandoned the concept, it still was a concept record because they just sort of, the concept is we don't want to be the Beatles anymore. We're going to be this other band. And then all these songs are like what that other band would be. And that's that. In fact, there you go. There's your first concept record. And then you got stuff like Tommy by The Who, which is great because it's like all the songs feel really like compartmentalized, like Christmas, which is a great fucking track. And it's like, it's a part of the story, and it keeps like returning to these like overtures and themes, but then like it talks about these like different elements of the story. So it's like storytelling. It's storytelling through song. And totally. It's fucking beautiful, man. El Dorado by ELO is like that.
Oh,
my favorite, and I've talked about it on this channel. Are you a Lou Reed fan?
I like Lou Reed, but I haven't really gotten too heavy into him. You know, I haven't studied him, but yeah, I like Waiting for My Man, and there's a lot of good songs that I love.
Lou Reed is like an acquired taste. I always kind of viewed Lou Reed as like the punk rock Bob Dylan in a way.
Yeah, right? I can see that.
And and he's definitely an acquired taste, but he does concept records. Like, for instance, he did a whole concept, a double album about Edgar Allan Poe, The Raven. And it's fucking, he's got David Bowie on there singing Hop Frog. He got Steve Buscemi. He's got Willem Dafoe. Yeah, it's great. A lot of it's spoken word. It's really, really rad. Highly recommend that. But this is what I was gonna say to you. Even if you're not a fan of Lou Reed, you must, if you ever really are serious, if you really do decide to do something like that. And like I said, I really believe your music has that like earworm anthemic quality to it that would really lend to a concept record. You must listen to Berlin by Lou Reed.
Okay.
But do it when you're in a really good mood.
All right, I will.
Because if you don't,
I think I've already listened to it, but I can't remember.
So give it a listen again. It's a very, very sad story, but it's a phenomenal example of storytelling through story. He's so economical with his lyrics. Like, he gives you, the phrases that he chooses, the choices in words that he chooses to use sort of informs so much. And I like, the last time I really went down a rabbit hole with Berlin, because like I said, I cannot listen to that at any old time, or else like the rest of the day will be ruined. I'll just be like, it's really, really, it's a downer, man. It is a downer. The story is just gut-wrenchingly sad. But and there's like a reality to the story too. It's like, it's not some fantastical concept. It's about a guy and a girl in post-war Berlin after World War II. And that's, it's like really like simple. And that's what makes it so sad, because it's like real. It's like real shit. And it's just the way that he's basically unraveling this relationship through just super economical wordplay in the lyrics. And like, I can't get enough of Berlin. Check it out. That's all. Just check it out.
All right. I will. I'll check it out tomorrow.
Do it. Let me know when you've listened to it.
I will.
Now I saw one thing I saw in the bio thing, I noticed that a label that put out, I don't know if it's your label or if it was a different label, put out one of your records was called Rock and Rule Records.
Yeah. Rock and Rule Records.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
They were based out of Portland, Oregon. And if you're familiar with Pork Magazine, the artist Sean Aberg, he was a cartoonist. He still is. But Pork Magazine isn't around anymore, but he would draw in the style of Ed Roth and those kind of like weirdo 1960s rat fink looking characters with eyeballs popping out and tongues hanging out and stuff like that. And he based the whole like punk zine around that style. And I guess he liked our band back in 2015 because he wanted to release our second EP. And it was cool. So it came out on Rock and Roll Records. And I think we were the only release that was put out on Rock and Roll Records.
Hi, Aaron. How are you? How are you, fellow human Aaron?
What's up, Aaron?
Yeah, but what stuck out to me, or what made me raise an eyebrow, is one of my favorite movies is called Rock and Rule, which has the music of Lou Reed, Iggy Pop,
Yeah,
Cheap
cool.
Trick, uh, Earth, Wind and Fire, and Blondie are
Yeah,
all part of the soundtrack, and it's the only animated film. It's an adult animated rock and roll musical about post-apocalyptic mice in a place called Nuke York, an ohmtown, and
cool.
it's the only animated film from Nelvana, the Canadian animated company. They did all the, I don't know, they did like the Smurfs and shit, I think.
Oh,
Like,
no way.
yeah, so they made an adult rock and roll film, kind of reminiscent of heavy
Cool.
metal,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I was like, that has to be connected to rock and roll, because
Yeah, it has to be. Honestly, that seems like something that Sean would
especially,
have pulled
right,
that
he's
from.
keyed into
Yeah,
that. So I'd imagine
yeah,
that's another big recommendation, especially if you like, I mean, sounds like you're down with like comics and animation and stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Are you a Bernie Wrightson fan at all?
No, not really.
Oh, you got to check him out, man.
Okay.
He did like all of his stuff is like black and white, like pen and ink work. He did a lot of work for like Creepy Magazine.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I've read Creepy Magazine,
I'm sure
all
you've
those old
definitely come
horror
across.
comics.
Sure. You've had to have come across like some Bernie Wrightson stuff. You didn't even realize it, I'm sure, but like
Yeah, I'm
you
sure.
definitely saw it, and you'd be like,
Yeah,
"Oh yeah, that thing. I know that thing." Like that. He did an adaptation of Frankenstein. Just gorgeous stuff. I got to pull him up
cool.
now, because now that we're talking about him, let me see if I can get him up here on the screen real quick. He passed away not too long ago, but Creepy Magazine put out a collection, or somebody put out all of his stuff from Creepy Magazine. Here you go.
Nice.
So he did stuff like this.
Oh, man.
Hard to see that.
Is
Yeah,
that
a
Swamp
lot,
Thing?
very busy. It looks like Swamp Thing, right? Oh yeah, that is Swamp Thing, right? Yeah. No, he did Swamp Thing
Yeah,
too. That's right. He did do
cool.
Swamp Thing, but this is Frank. He did Frankenstein, and yeah,
Gotcha.
he's just. I mean, his style. I'm a big fan of black and white. I just really like it, and yeah, this is what I have. This is the
Yep.
book by him. Oh, you can't see it. And he passed away sadly, but he was, man, the dude was phenomenal. There's something really, again, much like in the way that the Ramones, what makes the Ramones so brilliant is the simplicity, to an extent, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I feel like Bernie Wrightson um kind of embodies that, because, and really like Frank Miller, these guys, they're just working with black and white, you
Yeah.
know,
And
and
if it works in black and white, then it's gonna work in color. But it's like
sure.
if it doesn't work the other way around, if it looks bad in black and white and you try to think it's gonna make
Hmm.
the piece better by adding color, it's just not,
For sure.
polishing a turd, dude.
It's like like that. Yes, it's like polishing a turd. Um, so you've opened up for some pretty awesome artists and stuff.
Yeah, it's been cool.
That's been pretty cool. I saw you opened up for Fear, and
Oh yeah.
who else did you open up for? The Damned.
Oh yeah.
Tell me about. Did you meet the Damned?
I met Captain Sensible and he was cool. I honestly didn't want to bother him that bad, and I respect those people. I don't want to like step on their toes and ask them for autographs and stuff. But I did meet Lee Ving, and I noticed that he was on one of your podcasts, and he rules. He is
Yeah,
so cool and easy to talk to, and he'll tell you stories all night long.
he was a really nice guy. Really, yeah, big honor to have him on the show for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
Especially at his age, and he's still doing it and just
God bless.
enjoying every second of it.
He's still got that voice, man. He's still
Oh, yeah.
got that powerful, deep, gravelly, leaving growl. What is
Mhm.
it for? What to do for? You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
I mean, and he's like he's a triple threat, because he's an actor too. He was in like, did you ever see that movie Dudes with Penelope
I
Spears?
have seen Dudes. Yeah, he's the bad guy. Yeah,
Bad
it's
guy.
crazy.
And Flea is in it too?
Yeah, Flashdance.
Yeah, right. Of course, Flashdance. I mean, it's just
Yeah,
so surreal because you're like, that's Lee Ving from Fear. Like, what is he doing? Clue.
yeah,
Obviously, Clue. Clue's
Clue.
the one
I just
everybody knows.
watched Clue. I had never seen it, but I knew Lee Ving was in it, so I was like, I gotta watch Clue.
What were your
And
thoughts? What were your thoughts when you watched it?
no, it was awesome. I
Yeah.
loved it. It was cool. Yeah, I wish I had seen it earlier, like when I was a kid or something. I feel like I should have,
Yeah,
but
I feel like that's a staple of like TBS in the 90s.
yeah.
You know, like,
Or the game, playing the game as a kid,
yeah. Oh yeah. The game is that's right.
Yeah,
But I think I always enjoyed the movie more than watching them playing the game itself. I don't know. That was just me personally.
yeah.
But I mean, those pieces were pretty cool. They
Uh-huh.
have like
Yeah.
Aaron says, I got a weird idea. I'm going to make my fellow coworker wear the Ultimate Warrior face paint. That was very random, but welcomed. Okay, whatever you want to do.
Cool.
I forgot to mention we're doing a t-shirt giveaway contest here at the channel, and basically, if you answer, Alex has unknowingly volunteered to think up a trivia question that we're going to ask at the end of the show.
Yeah.
And if you get the answer correct, first person that, well, let me let the video do the talking, because I'll probably give a 15-minute dissertation if I am here. This is a more concise version. I'm going to be doing a live show every single day. I'm going to be giving away a t-shirt. At the end of every episode, I will ask my trivia question. You will send your answer to FrumessMAIL@gmail.com, and the first person to answer correctly will be the winner. You give me your name, your address, and your t-shirt size. If you are outside of the continental United States, you will have to cover shipping and handling. Join us night after night, where I will be doing t-shirt giveaways. Who doesn't like a free t-shirt? I'm not going to go easy on any of you. I'm going to ask really hard questions. So be prepared. All right. Everybody knows what the rules are, and later in the episode we will take care of that. We will make that happen. In the meantime, because this is an episode of Pizza Punk, and it only ever happened once when we missed this. We missed the question because, gosh darn it, I just forgot. But I ask my guest every episode, is Pizza Punk, why or why not? And I love hearing all of the very subjective answers, and I want to hear what get Alex's opinion. One day I'm going to do a supercut of all of them put together. That'll be interesting. So what is your answer, sir?
So I think I would say the simplicity of a good piece of pizza could be compared to a great punk song, because you only need 3 things, and most of the time less is more. So you got crust, which could be the backbone of your band, a rhythm section, or the drums and bass. Then you got sauce, which could be a guitar, and cheese is the singer or the hook in the song. And if all that's done right, it's a delicious thing.
I love that. I love that. That is
Thank you.
Excellent breakdown dissertation of why pizza is in fact punk. I do agree. I do believe that pizza is punk. And
yeah, it is. But there's another thing, I think too many people like pizza for it to be punk. So it kind of fits in this weird world, you know what I mean? Where it works with the the basic rules of fine art, which to me is punk, and mass commercialism.
It's kind of like after your favorite punk band gets known by everybody, like everybody finds out about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
But
does that make them not punk anymore? I don't know. I don't think so. There's no such thing.
I think that what happens is more than anything else, this was my secret thing that very few people knew about, that makes me feel like a unique person. and
Yes.
therefore is like, it like boosts my self-esteem because I feel a sense of uniqueness for knowing about this thing, and then seeing people who, you know, and that's a problem with a lot of, I feel like that's the problem with a lot of music. Like, no matter what, whether you like music, no matter what kind of music you like or dislike, I think that it always can get intensified by what kind of fans that music has.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Like if a band has a really cringy fan base, it's going to make the band, it's going to make you more embarrassed to like say, yeah, I enjoy listening to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unfortunately,
I've thought about the kind of people that would like my band, and I try to be careful at I'm like, who do I want this song to be for? You know what I mean? What kind of song am I writing? I know it's from myself, but you have to keep the audience in perspective while it's, you know, when you're working on something like that.
Do you how does it usually begin when you start doing that? Like, what's your like modus operandi? Does it start with a lyric? Does it start with a riff?
Well, normally I try to come up with like a hook and a melody, like something really basic on a guitar, just like a cool transition that I like, and it grows around that. Or it can be written over a hook, you know, or a riff. I mean, if our guitar player comes to me with like a cool guitar part and he gives it to me, sometimes I can freestyle something over top of it, and it'll come out completely different than if I tried to play it myself and sing on top. You know what I mean? So and then that creates something cool. And if it's cool and worth keeping, then I'll try to work on it more and put, you know, some verses around it if it's a chorus or, you know, whatever.
That's rad. That works. I wish I could do that sort of stuff. I just, you know, it's a wonderful thing to be able to, you know, express yourself in that kind of way. The snooch hacks up a lung. Feel better, Alex. The snooch says, I looked them up after I saw the notification and I dig them. There you go.
Thank you, Snooch.
All hail the snooch.
I think I'm dying.
Oh shit! We're live on the show.
Oh,
you okay? What happened? Wrong tube. Was it the wrong tube?
I think I got COVID. I was at a festival in Pittsburgh called Skull Fest, which was awesome.
Oh, yeah. You were saying you're feeling a little rugged.
I was yesterday, and I was hoping it would go away, and it hasn't.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thanks for rising to the occasion, and I
appreciate your willingness. Anytime.
I appreciate your willingness. Yeah, that's when that stuff happens. That's no fun. But Skullfest, my God. Oh, look, this thing that you're like the Bad Nerves. Do you know you know Bad Nerves?
Yes, I love them. I watched the episode.
You did? Okay, yeah. So first of all, they're coming to America. It's happening.
Oh, great. When?
In the fall, in October. They're going to be playing the East Coast. I know they're coming to New York. I don't know if they're coming down to Baltimore,
I would love to play with them.
Oh, I would love to play with them. So I think they're the opening slot on this tour. And yeah, I don't know what the deal is, but they're playing 2 nights in New York City, and I'm like, I cannot wait to see these guys live.
I'm gonna go see them. Yeah, if they're not in Baltimore or DC, I'll go see them in New York.
You hit me up. You let me know.
I will. Absolutely.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Yeah, I love that band so much. I just jive with their sound. I think they're great. I'm glad they're coming to America.
Yeah, they rule.
They really do.
Best record of the last year.
Wow, you think so? Listen, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you, dude. I'm right there with you. I really am just absolutely blown away by those guys and what they're doing. And I really do. They're opening for The Darkness.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
they're great.
Mm-hmm. I'm really stoked. I'm really stoked for those guys. They have such an eclectic taste in music too, which I just fucking love. Like I love that those dudes like are just down with like a lot of different shit. what are our thoughts on Mean Jeans from Portland? I love Mean Jeans. Alex, do you know Mean Jeans?
Well, yeah, I do. One of the dudes used to live in Baltimore, and
Oh, really?
he moved out to Portland, started Mean Jeans.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
All those bands that West Coast, like garage rock, garage punk. I mean, obviously they took a big hit after the burger fiasco, but a lot of that stuff is just really, really great. Oh yeah, Bob
Do
Rose.
you remember? You should know this band, Personal and the Pizzas.
Fuck yeah, dude. I mean, I asked fucking Drew. I was like, Drew, I need you to come on Pizza Punk. And he's like, I invented Pizza Punk. I was like, I know. Yeah, I love fucking Personal. $7.99 for Love.
Yeah.
Pepperoni Eyes.
Pepperoni Eyes.
Yeah, great band. Really great band. They also Gino and the Goons, Shannon and the Clams. I love all that stuff. I just Bob Rose is here. Bob Rose is a local Baltimorean, and he says Ravagers. He says Ravagers are fucking great, except for the bass player Kurt. Don't trust that guy and his weird sense of humor.
He's 100% right.
He says, just kidding. Sadly, I love Kurt. Bob and Kurt go way back. They know each other. I know this for a fact because we found this out tonight. So
I think I know Bob. I've seen some of his videos before. He's a very talented video guy.
He's a very talented video guy. He's been on my channel many, many times. He's like my favorite podcast person to podcast with, but it's hard to get him on the air these days, but he's fantastic. He's a great linguist.
Cool. Yeah.
Teal Pipers from Portland. She's hot. I don't know who that is. But yeah,
I don't know why people think I live in Portland.
I don't know. Bob says, "What's up, Alex? Feel better, dude."
Thanks, Bob. I'm struggling over here, but hopefully it'll. I just need to. I've got a cough drop, water, and throat coat tea. I think I'm gonna be okay.
He's gonna make it. He's gonna make it.
But if not, at least it'll all be on this podcast. My last moments on Earth.
This could very well devolve into a snuff stream. And that's a sticky situation. And you know what else is sticky? Riot Stickers. Riot Stickers is the sponsor of the Frumess channel. And if you need stickers, Riot Stickers has them. You can get 1,000 stickers for $79. They are now the sponsor of the Genre Blast Film Festival, which I will be out at. That's happening this Labor Day weekend. Come one, come all. They print banners, they print t-shirts. If you go down, link is in the description. Go to riotstickers.com/Frumess, FRUMESS, and you can get that special deal, 1,000 stickers for $79. I mean, you just can't beat that price. Let's play the Less Than Jake theme song, and we'll be right back with Alex as he chokes down his cough drop.
Posters and promo cards, there's nothing we can't print for you. From stage backdrops to bass drum heads, we can print on shirts, we can print on hats, we can print on pants. Cheap prices and high quality, quick turnaround times and free shipping. We also offer free artwork support, great customer service, and so much more. We are the bomb. Riotstickers.com. Riot Stickers, we are the bomb. Riotstickers.com. Riot Stickers, we are the bomb. Riotstickers.com. Riot Stickers, we are the bomb.
And damn,
that got me pumped to skate, dude.
Yeah, dude.
That's the park tomorrow.
That's the dude from Less Than Jake singing that song.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the Less Than Jake guy. I don't know which one. But that's him.
Who's the dude skateboarding? That's what I want to know.
I don't know.
He's tearing it up.
Yeah, he really is. He's crushing it. I want to highlight what the reason the way that you came under my radar was you did this incredible poster of the Misfits.
Cool. Yeah.
And I mean, it's just, I'm going to show it here real quick, because it's just, I just want to talk about this for a second. I wanted to make sure I touched on this, because I really do. I think you are so incredibly talented in regards
Thanks,
to your
bro.
graphic design. You really are. I mean, this is just tremendous. Alex designed this, and you know what? Instead of me talking, why don't we let Alex explain what this is and what his aim was artistically when he made this incredible piece of work. Go ahead.
Okay, well, I remember Jeff talking about this show that happened with Screamin' Jay Hawkins and the Misfits at Irving Plaza, which happened to be Doyle's first show on guitar back in 1980. And I was like, no way, that sounds crazy. Is there a flyer for it? And I looked up on the internet and I saw the most sorriest, lame, like photocopied handbill for this show, and I was like, man, that's lame. I was like, this show needs a better poster. It needs something. It really, demands some better attention than this. So I sat down and I had some fun and whipped this bad boy up.
It's like a fucking masterpiece. And I didn't know that. I didn't know that you were listening to me, and then that led you to that. That makes this even better.
Yep.
Amazing. That's amazing. So what I love about the poster, though, is that it really does sort of like, I mean, it really, I don't know. It's like not tells a story, but it like just sort of, I can't describe it. It just incorporates all these elements. Like, that's from horror business, the back of horror business. And this picture of them, is that from Walk Among Us, this photo?
So that photo, it doesn't even exist. I Frankensteined it together from from like all these different photos of just like their faces and stuff. Like, I think some of their legs are the same legs, and I just changed them just enough so it looks real, but it's completely 100% original. No one ever took that photo. And
amazing.
I try not to use like their actual logo on it and stuff too.
Sure.
I'm not trying to like cross any copyright, mess up any.
Sure. And you did a great job.
I don't want to cease and desist. Yeah.
You did a great job of that. I really, truly. And, again, like, it just, who would have loved this? Like, honestly, I just want to clarify, even though I met him a bunch of times, I interviewed him, I don't know him. I didn't know him. He was not my friend, but just someone who I followed and, appreciated and listened to. Howie Pyro of Degeneration and The Blessed and Danzig, of course.
Awesome dude. Yeah.
Awesome dude. R.I.P. to the great Howie Pyro.
R.I.P.
He would have loved this poster. He was probably at the show. He would have gone apeshit over this, I think, had he seen it. Maybe he did. I think he made this before he died. So
I hope he would have seen it. I'm not sure if I made it before he died or not, but
trying to remember. No, he died. When did he die? I'm trying to remember.
I did make it before, but I don't think I posted it on the internet. It was 2021.
Yeah, says 2021. I just want to John of Doom from the band Voice of Doom is another incredibly talented, besides being a front man and Renaissance man. John's a Renaissance man in his own right. John is also a graphic artist and layout person. And he says to you, I'd like to personally thank Alex for the awesome Monster Movie Club Irving Plaza print art. It's my favorite framed piece. And I have many.
Awesome.
You are super talented. I also bought the Ravagers CD.
Cool. Thanks, John.
And check out John's band. John's band's called Voice of Doom. And he plays that
name.
It's a really cool name. And they used to, London May was in a very early version of that band. The whole spider web of misfitsdom and whatnot.
Cool. Okay.
But yeah, I love the spider web. I love the two-tone, the magenta on the light red, the distressed look. It really does have a vintage feel to it. And I'm a huge Screamin' Jay Hawkins fan, and I just love
Yeah.
how you didn't make it just about the Misfits. You really like balanced everybody so nicely. You know?
I take a lot of inspiration from the early Globe poster company from Baltimore. And they used to make a lot of show posters in this style, and also like boxing match posters.
Yeah.
So
That has that feel.
yeah, they were like letterpressed or screen printed. I'm not sure exactly how all of them were made. But yeah, a lot of the letters were like wood blocks, and they would line them out like that and put them together. And I've always loved those posters, and I feel like especially a show like this could have possibly had like a Globe poster at the time made for it, but it didn't because they were cheap or whatever, you know.
But that's like, again, that's like that's the type of, this is like when imagination crosses with history and, you know, like a sense of, it's like when imagination crosses with history and gives us something that like technically never existed but should exist, and like really like sort of archives this event in such a wonderful way. So, you know, yeah, it's just rad. It's just rad. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, that's what I set out to do with just like the whole layout and everything. I tried to even like make sure it had the same phone number that was on the little flyer at the top. Same everything.
Amazing. Just amazing.
In Maryland too. I discovered Maryland while designing that. I had never heard of her before, and I looked up her single.
I'm not familiar. I've never listened to her.
Sex Means Nothing When You're Dead. And
that's what that is.
From her yeah, that's one of her songs. Yeah.
See, like, cool. And like Marilyn, who's some like obscure, you know, sort of
chick who hung out the Mud Club or something back in the day.
Right. And now she's memorialized on this. Now, funny side story. This is going to get really nerdy and stupid for a minute, but in relation to this poster, somebody posted this poster in a Misfits group. Not my Misfits group, a different one.
Yeah.
And I forget what it was. And there was some mod in there. It was whatever, it was the admin. And he was like really flustered by this poster, saying that it's not real and that the show never happened.
Yeah.
And I like, you know, I'm really not, you know, sometimes I can get caught up in like the internet know-it-all bullshit. Like it's just fucking stupid. It's all like, it's just really stupid shit. But I just felt like the urge to just be like, you know, like actually, you know, with my glasses, actually,
I'm right there with you.
Yeah. I was like, actually, that was a real show. And he's like, no, it definitely wasn't. And I got into a back and forth with him, and then he booted me out of his. He kicked me out of the group.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's how arguing with strangers online always ends up. They're never.
Yeah.
You can never convince them. You know, they just kind of get mad and block you.
I was reminded when I just saw this poster just now, and I was like, reminded.
I remember that. I loved it. You had my back.
Oh, you saw? You saw?
Yeah. I saw it. I remember. Yeah. The guy, and I was like, "What was this guy like?"
Yeah. Okay. It was one of the groups. It was just funny, and then you know what was even funnier? I don't even know if I should be admitting this online because I sound like a goofy guy talking about it. I saw that he was in my group.
Oh, did you? So what did you do?
So initially, I just left him there. I didn't do, and then one day I was just in like a pissy mood.
Oh yeah,
and I booted him. Came across my screen. I was like, leave, peasant. I just
gave him the boot.
Gave him the boot. He got it. He got a taste of his own medicine.
I bet it felt great to do that.
It felt so great. One of the most meaningless, good feeling things that happens in those sort of situations. So what is it that you like particularly? What do you like about the Misfits that just like, what is it about them that appeal to you personally as a musician or as just a fan?
Well, I like the hooks and the songs, and I like Danzig's voice and how simple all of those songs were, and effective, yet effective. They didn't need a lot, and they didn't need keyboards and solos. A lot of the solos are so good, and they're only one note, and the artwork goes right with it too. And I think that's the best way to have a good band, an effective band. They look like what they sound like, and their artwork and their packaging looks like what they sound like. And I think it all goes together and just captures that moment in time when those guys were using, photocopiers to do the layouts for their records. And it looks so cool to me.
I love that photocopy. I mean, that was pre-Photoshop. If you want to get that look, you just made the same copy like 100 times to get that distressed look.
I know. I wish we could like take Danzig's computer away from him and give him a Xerox machine for the next record. You know what I mean?
That's what I wanted to say before. I forgot when we were showing the poster. Why didn't they fucking hire you to make their stuff? Because I got to tell you, I have not been happy with any of the stuff. Doesn't look good.
I would love to do that. I would love to do that so bad.
They would make so much money like working with you. Like people would just go gaga for their shit. I mean, they're already making a lot of money, but like their shit would look good.
Yeah, because I could make it look like that, the time and era that they represented more so than like I think before their show at Madison Square Garden, I saw a poster and they were selling them. It was like a Jerry only meet and greet at a local record store. And I went and I was like, they want us to buy this poster for $30 to get signed. And it looks like the image is 72 DPI and stretched out of proportion and pixelated. And I was so upset about that because from a band that had such a cool artistic output with all of their stuff they did, I was like, well, why are they blowing it with this? You know what I mean? This is just as important as the music. And it means a lot to a lot of people.
It means a lot to a lot of people. Yeah. That's a shame when that sort of stuff happens. I'm just gonna turn the track on you real quick because we got a question from Snooch. Snooch says, Alex, what would you say your early influences on the first songs of Ravagers compared to now?
I would say the first EP was more. I've never tried to like pull from influences so much, but I've mostly just tried to write the best songs I could. So I feel like it's more of a progression of my songwriting now, like from where I was then. But it's still the same thing. I think maybe even the last record, I've pulled more influences from stuff like AC/DC and feel more comfortable and confident with my songs, so I don't have to have fast drum beats behind everything. You know what I mean? I can kind of slow things down and find different grooves and tempos. And I guess that's how I would explain that question.
See, you say AC/DC, which I mean, listen, your songs, you wrote it, you came up with it. But what, again, as me, like my POV hearing your band for the first time, I heard Lords of the New Church.
Well, that's awesome because I love Lords of the New Church, and that's great. That's awesome. If you hear that, that's really cool to me.
I do. Not with everything, but I'm just like, whenever I listen to anything, the way that I find, I'm not as good with adjectives. I'm more good with like this sounds like this to me, and that's how I can relate it to you. So that's typically how, like, I'll always be like, oh, this band, but if they're trying to write songs like this guy, but if they were, you know what I mean? Like something like that. I'm trying to think of an example recently where that was there's a band. Okay. This is a really rad one, actually. Okay. There's a band who you need to check out. In fact, you should seek them out next time. They're called the Wailing Storm. Wailing Storms? Yeah, the Wailing Storms. I'll send it to you. I'll send you their thing. I'll send it to you. You don't have to, or if you whatever, write it down too. But the Wailing Storms sound like Ready for this? If Kurt
Yeah.
Cobain was trying to write Sam Hain songs, but
that's
play
cool.
them like Danzig.
Oh, that's awesome.
A little bit. That's like the best. Like, there's so much Sam Hain shit going on in their music, and
What do
they
you hear
are fans.
What do you hear of from them that sounds like Sam Hain? Like
It's
guitar?
the drum. It's the
The
drums.
toms?
It's the yeah, the boom, boom, yeah, exactly. The tribal
Tribal
drums.
stuff, yeah.
It's the angular sort of like I'm trying to I'm thinking about this song called something ribcage, heart. Okay, shit. Let's just put them on. Fuck it. Let's find a live video. I'm gonna play this for you real quick.
Cool.
Why not? I mean, why the fuck not? Well, a lot of live shows going on tonight. Let me see if I can find this. Wailing Storms. I can't describe it to you. I got a ribcage. Ribcage. What is it? Wailing Storms. Ribcage Fireplace. That's the name of the song. Ribcage Fireplace. Let me see if I can find a live version. And if I can't, I'll just send you a thing. But I don't think I can. They don't have a live version. They might, but whatever. I'm not going to sit here and try and find it. What does it sound? What does it sound like? I mean, what makes me think it sounds like Sam Hain? It just has it just has that energy. It's in the drums. It's in the sort of the way that they. I don't have the language to verbally explain it. Like I can't. It's the way that they're playing the guitar. It's the way that they're playing the drums, the vocals, not even with the vocals, like the way that he's sort of doing something that it sounds like he was listening to November Coming Fire and
Gotcha.
And like trying to write his own song in that kind of way. But the musicianship, what they're doing, it's like, the thing about Sam Hain was there's a sense of urgency with Sam Hain in almost all their songs. Like there's no long drawn out Sam Hain songs. There's not. You have Archangel and you have Human Pony Girl, and neither one of those songs is about building, right? Maybe the back end of Archangel, but not really. They just go on. Danzig's not like that. Danzig songs in general, before the band Danzig, are relatively short songs. They're short. They're straight to the point. They're fast. Even a song like Macabre. Macabre is a very slow song, but it's got an upbeat tempo despite being so sludgy.
Yeah, he fills the space up with more stuff going on.
Right.
Rather than like when Danzig came out, like there was more holes in the music, choppier guitars, slower grooves.
He's like, look at like She Rides is like a molasses. It's molasses when you hear it on the record as opposed to when they play it live. But when you listen to Macabre, think about here's a crazy juxtaposition. Now contrast Macabre with She Rides and think about how both of those are kind of like slower songs. But think about how fast Macabre is in comparison. So it's kind of like, it's going doom, 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 whatever. And this song, Ribcage Fireplace, has kind of that vibe. But my point being is that they're building. They build their songs. Their songs, they don't just launch into the song. It's like they're doing a seance, and they are slowly working the rhythms to this frenzy. And by the time you get to the chorus, you're like, and the guy kind of sounds like he sounds a little bit like Kurt Cobain. And then sometimes there's even a little bit of like, I know this sounds crazy, but there's a little bit of Pixies in there. Pixies are one of my favorite bands. There's like weird angular sort of Pixies, like bizarre time signature stuff that's happening. It all works, and it really is personified, in my opinion, in this song called Ribcage Fireplace, which to me, like I said, is if Kurt Cobain was trying to write Sam Hain songs, but play them like Danzig more. Or maybe he's splitting the difference. But that's what I mean when I say I'm trying to like, this is how I can communicate what I think this band is.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. It sounds insane. I want to hear it.
Yeah, you have to hear it. It's pretty friggin'. Now I really want to find a lot. Like, there's a really good live version, and I just can't friggin' find it. Let me see if I could find it real quick, because I mean, it's really friggin' great. Man, this is really bumming me out, because I really want to listen to it now. I just want to listen to it. But yeah, dude, Wayland Storms, just one of those songs, and one of those bands. And it's like, again, just like with Bad Nerves, I just found them on Spotify randomly.
Through the algorithm or something. It just
the algorithm just served it up, man.
Yeah,
I think this is the song. I think I just found the song. Hold on, let me see. Is this the song? I don't know if it's the song, but this definitely. All right. Here, I'm going to play this for you real quick, because I think you'll appreciate this a lot. I think anybody would appreciate this a lot. Okay. So this is a band called, look, there's Us Live right there.
Awesome.
All right, hold on. All right, these are these guys, and they're just like, they are rad. All right, let me tell me if you can hear this.
I can hear it. Yeah.
Cool. I just had the. This is not the song I was just describing, but.
It's cool. Sounds good.
There's like they have this dark, this death rock energy to them. That's
with
very
the chord progressions. Sounds evil.
I mean, listen to that. Listen to the drums. Listen to the guitars. When I listen to that, I hear Sam Hain. And it's just, it's so hard to find bands that like can do Sam Hain shit. You know what I mean? So
there is, there's a band that I found out about a couple years ago from Boston called Final Gasp.
Final Gasp. Final Gasp.
Yeah.
And they just put out a new record. Missed them when they came to town.
Yeah, they're cool. I like that. They're doing it. They're doing it like that without it being,
doing a Sam Hain thing.
Corny.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the key too. It's got to, if you're gonna do it, it can't be corny. Yeah, Nightbirds. That's another great band.
Oh yeah, from Jersey. Love those guys.
Do you know
Brian Gorsinger collects Misfits 7 inches, and he's always got so many awesome records, and he's posting photos of them. This is the singer of Nightbirds, but that guy, that's pretty much what he does for a living. It's pretty cool. Yeah, they did, but they had a pretty good short little career, put out a lot of good stuff, good material.
Do you know, and there was a guy who used to play with them. Do you know a guy named Mike Hunchback?
Yeah, I don't know him personally, but he started playing with them towards the end again.
Yeah.
As a second guitar player.
Yeah. He also played for Screeching Weasel. Nice guy.
Cool.
He used to do host stuff at the Alamo Draft House.
Oh yeah.
He hosted Necromantic, actually. It was really cool. It was a treat. And he had a real human skull with him too.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Where did he get it? Did he steal it out of a grave?
I mean, that's what I want to believe. Yeah, Mike Hunchback, right? No, he got it from a medical like thing or something.
I hope so.
Like a medical science something or other. But what was cool about it was that we took turns taking pictures with this skull. I was like, this is somebody's skull. Like, this is pretty This is pretty
Yeah,
crazy.
someone lived their life inside of that thing, you know?
Yeah. And you know, there's a guy, this is a story I'm pulling out of thin air. This is a true story, but when I say pulling it out of thin air, I don't have I don't remember the source. I remember just reading it somewhere. And basically this guy knew he was going to die, or when he found out he was going to die, and he was in the arts, he was in theater or something. He taught like at a school of some kind, a college or something, maybe professor, some sort of like drama professor. And he had his skull. He donated his skull to the theater department to be used as Yorick's skull in Hamlet. So when they perform Hamlet, they're performing it with his skull.
Oh man.
I mean, that's what a way to go, huh?
Good last request. Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's like that's gnarly. I mean, in this day and age, you can get your ashes pressed into a vinyl, right?
That's cool. I saw that. Yeah.
The ultimate collector's item.
Yeah.
You know, it's like when that dark day comes when evil Uncle Glenn shuffles loose his mortar coil and he presses up one batch of 138 copies.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Could you imagine?
Throw me in an initium.
Yeah.
Just dump me in an initium.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's a great record. Great record. Truly. I mean, going back to Archangel for a minute, it is really crazy when you listen to it and you close your eyes. You can hear Dave Vanian. You could hear that it was written for Dave Vanian.
Oh yeah.
It sounds like a damn song.
Yeah.
You know?
I would love to hear him recut it, you know, and put it out now, re-released.
Would love that. Yeah. I would love all of the Sam Hain vinyl to be re-released, but
me too. I heard this rumor that he's I mean, you can still buy them in stores, but they're bootlegs, right? But I heard a rumor that hey, those bootlegs might be coming from somebody, you know.
It's a mystery. It's a mystery. However, and wherever those things come from, it's a mystery.
I know.
Who knows? Crazy things have happened. So
yeah,
I don't know. My initium is real. I have a real initium.
Cool.
I don't collect at all. I don't, but I fell into an initium. I was like, I'm never going to sell this.
Me too. I found those records at an early age. One, I had a roommate that passed away, this older dude that was living in my house, and he had a trunk full of records, and one was in there.
Oh my God.
Along with How the Gods Kill, like original.
Whoa.
And I was like, well, I'm going to take these. I did. So, and then I found November Coming Fire for $40 in like 2008 at a record fair in New York City, which is a good deal. And it's the first pressing because it skips.
Yeah, it skips.
Yeah.
That's not a good deal. That's a steal.
Yeah, man. It was a little bent up, but over time, it just being in my record collection, it flattened out and it looks great.
I mean, $40. That record goes for. I mean, I think that record's over $1,000 now. It's got to
really.
Be. Yeah. Initium.
I remember the person I was with at the time was giving me shit because I spent $40 on a record. I was like, you don't understand.
You know, I did a live stream recently talking about that new Who Killed Maryland. Like, here's the thing. Like, if it was anybody else, I would say this is a fucking ripoff. But listen, whether you're willing to pay $120 for a signed picture disc that has 2 songs on it that have been remixed or not, one thing can be certain. It is going to increase in value. Danzig records.
It's an investment.
Actually solid investment. You're not just buying a piece of music, you are investing in a collector's piece that can be sold on a secondary market for good money.
Yeah, you're right. It really is.
So,
like, especially right now, that stuff is so expensive. It's crazy.
I bought Death Red when it came out they only pressed up 1,000 on Red, and and I bought it for $20. And, you know, I was told recently, I mean, that record goes for like $150 now.
Oh, really? That one? That's
Yeah,
crazy.
dude. Like, I mean, it's
Yeah.
just so it's like even even with Jerry, doing all his misfit stuff, and
Uh-huh.
whether you like the music or not,
Yeah.
they look really cool. And again, they appreciate all that stuff appreciates on the market. It really does. So you
Yeah.
can't, but my bottom line, you can't go wrong with buying that shit. You just can't.
No. Yeah, I knew it back then. I mean, I didn't really care because I wasn't buying it to resell it. I just wanted to have
Right.
it so
Of course.
bad.
Of
And I
course.
was like, wow, I saw it in real life. And I only had it on CD. I bought it from like the mall and on CD. And just to have it on a record was so cool.
Sure. Man, I feel the same way. And, like I said, when I was in Europe, we were in Germany, and I found Danzig first record on it was the European first pressing. 22 euros. Snatched that. I was like, I have to have this on. The vinyl is paper thin. It's like, oh my God, it was pressed on the thinnest vinyl. Like, I'm terrified it's gonna like snap. It's just so like frail. But
I got to be careful with that one. I don't really listen to mine anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't. I just keep them. I put them in frames because I got them signed. I recently met John Christ, and I got him to sign all my Danzig vinyl.
Isn't he the best?
Yeah, he rules.
He's so down cool. He's down by you. He's local somewhere around there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I have yet to. I have to get these. Actually, I have to do it now because it's about to be September. I got to get this sorted. I've been so busy. John Christ came back on the show with Ace, and I asked him, I said, can you play me the original arrangement of Mother? And he did.
Really?
Yeah.
You have it?
Damn. No, he didn't play me a recording. He played it.
Oh, he played it on guitar.
He played it for me on guitar.
Oh, that's even cooler.
That was even cooler. So I got to hear and it's funny because I asked Erie about it. Erie doesn't remember. No one's going to find Chuck, and Glenn most certainly is not going to tell you. So John Christ was the saving grace. And like, I was like, dude, can you do this? And he's like, he just started doing it. I was,
wow,
dude, I lost my mind. And it's like, I can't even describe it to you. It's just, it's so fucking fast, dude. It's fast and aggressive. And
what would you compare it to? Like an Earth AD song or something?
I would compare it to, okay, so when I listen to that, like in my imagination, that is absolutely like the Sam Hain Grimm version of Mother.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, makes sense.
Like it's kind of like, the way that Twist of King chugs, like that.
Yeah.
And then the Danzig version is like, like it's
like the Final Descent version of Mother is what you're saying.
Yeah, kind of the Final Descent version of Mother. It chugs, man. Cool. I know it doesn't chug. I mean, it's cool. It's really freaking cool. And
awesome.
That will be available sooner than later. I just got to finish this other project. I'm knee deep in post-production
Mm-hmm.
mixing of sound. I know probably about sound mixing from the music side of things.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate this shit, dude.
I love it. Doing it for like a 2-hour-long film.
Oh, I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love it. Yeah. I do it out of necessity. I'm not a pro. I do it. I know how to do it. I'm not saying I'm not good at doing it. I do it because it needs to get done. And I'm like, now I'm going phrase by phrase and trying to make like the sound is kind of busted. And I'm trying to just make everything as loud as possible in the mix, like for the dialogue clarity wise. And it's a slog. It is such a slog. But it's that work. You have to do it. If you don't do it, you're going to regret it. So
yeah. And especially, I mean, you have to think about it. You've worked so hard to get to that point with the rest of it. You can't slack on the audio,
Yeah, dude. Which actually, let's segue this as we wrap things up here. I'm about to launch. I'm going to probably do a big thing. I'm getting ready. I'm launching. I've been a filmmaker. I was a filmmaker before I was a YouTuber, and I'm about to release my second film, and I'm putting it out on Blu-ray. I'm doing the Plan 9 thing. That's literally what I've decided to do. Both
That's
movies.
awesome. Cool.
That's what
DIY.
I've decided. Straight
Yeah.
up. I have an LLC already. So Frumess is a YouTube channel. Guess what?
Yeah.
Now it's a fucking Blu-ray. It's a Blu-ray. It's a label. It's an imprint. And
Oh, badass.
yeah. So
Cool.
I have 3 movies that are going to come out, whether anybody wants them or not. That is how I'm doing distribution. I'm not going there. You can't make money in distribution in this day and age. The only way to do it is to do it yourself. And so that's why I'm in the process. I invested in gear. I had to buy a separate PC just to be able to author a Blu-ray disc. And now I can do that again. It's like this weird lost technology, because you can't author Blu-rays for Mac anymore. It's impossible. You have to have a PC.
My MacBook doesn't even have a disk drive in it. I can't even put a CD in it if I want. You
got to buy something external.
Yeah.
So the reason why I bring that up though is like, it's essentially like the indie horror film scene that I suppose I'm a part of, and that is, that's how I know Bob Rose for sure, and like all those people.
Okay.
This is where we're at now. Like our best avenue is to go the self-distribution route. What has been your experience in, like, where do you guys, like, from the music side of things, like, what are your views on all this stuff right now? Like, we're in an age where technology has never been better to be your own, like, entity, your own label. Like, what is your attitude on that? Like, how do you feel about all that stuff?
Well, I've had a lot of people that I've seen trying to get onto major record labels, and it just hasn't really worked out in their favor because they owe them money and they owe them records, and then if that doesn't happen, they end up keeping their stuff, and in the long run, they're not getting paid for it or whatever. So I think it's important for me, at least with my stuff, is to keep all the rights to all my music. And
hell yeah.
The deals that we do get, it's like you can press our record on vinyl and we get this percentage of them, so we have records to sell, and then when they're gone, we can figure it out from there. You know what I mean? If we want to do a second pressing or what.
Those are the best deals. They really are so great because they're so clean cut. You press it up, you give us some, we sell.
Yeah, and then we tour, and we constantly have stuff to sell on tour after every show, and we can use that money that we make from touring to record again. And then we can keep, next time we hit the road and meet more people who want, to buy merch after the show, they'll get the earlier records too. And it's worked out for us really well doing it that way.
That's the best way to support a band on stuff on the road.
Yeah, absolutely. And our record label is great, and we have good distribution. He gets it out to record stores too. So he's not just selling them off of his big cartel site on his computer.
Right.
Which, we could easily do ourselves.
Right.
He also has a distributor, buys ads and magazines and zines and stuff, and helps advertise for us.
So he's actually labeling on the label.
Yeah, exactly. He's doing what a label should.
Right.
So he rules. That's the label's called Spaghetti Town Records, and they're out of Atlanta, Georgia, and they've been great. They release lots of cool underground rock and roll stuff.
That's awesome, man. I mean, that's really, really fantastic. Holy shit. Wow. So I just realized I did not plug in my computer. Whoa. I'm on like such low battery. So I went to go plug in my computer, and you know what happened? Because I have another port in use, I can't actually charge my computer, but the other port that's in use is connecting the microphone. So I can't even unplug it, but it's okay because we're at the tail end of this thing anyway. We're fine. We're fine.
Okay.
If this had happened an hour ago, we would have been deep
To
shit.
be continued. Yeah.
No. We're okay though. But no, that's interesting to hear. Like, to hear your perspective on that sort of stuff. And yeah, I think those are. It's like, it's weird that like in this day and age, I think it's far more valuable to own your shit and put it either be in control and put out yourself. Like, what's the point of if you sign everything away and then you could say that you're on a big label but you're not making any money? What the fuck is the point?
I guess it's just having that notoriety of being on that label, of having Cleopatra Records on the corner of your record to get you on a fest or something. I don't know.
Right, exactly. It's yeah, I mean, listen, there's definitely something to be
Better
said.
press.
Like, it does give you a sense of legitimacy, but essentially what you're getting, I feel like what you're getting in this day and age, I can't say it's the same. Well, I know it's not the same for movies, but what used to happen was you would sign something called a minimum guarantee, which is the equivalent of a record advance, right? You get X amount of dollars up front, and then once the marketing cap has been recouped, you start to receive royalties. But none of the, and I'm going to do a whole episode on this. Like, I have a lot to say about the shit. But basically they just never pay you. They just don't pay you. And the thing that what's so fucked up is they know you're never going to sue them because they know that you don't have the money to do so.
To take them to court. Exactly. Yeah.
Right. And they also know that you're not going to be able to afford an audit, and that the money that they're into you for is not enough for the amount of money that would need to be spent to even prove that they would need to pay it back in the first place. So these guys, they can literally operate with impunity. And it's just so fucking frustrating to watch.
Yeah, I know bands that have had to break up because of this, because
really,
and their whole catalog's taken off, Spotify and all of that stuff, and because they own those records, and all their music videos that they put a lot of hard work into making just wiped off YouTube
because it was on the channel of the label.
Yeah, because for some reason the deal wasn't working out with the label, so the band tried to back out, and they were like, "Nope, you can't do that. You have to we have to go to court if you want to do that." And
oh my God,
you can't afford the court fees, and we're not going to, So,
I mean, it's just like, that's why it's like, again, like in this day and age, it's like they're like contracts, like it's just all that stuff. It's just so crazy. It's like, if you want to be an artist, own your shit and then try your best to sell it and make money from it. And that's it.
Yeah. And there's other ways than, to get your band out there besides being on a label with a cool logo.
I mean, touring is like uber important, right?
I think the biggest thing for us was getting a booking agent, because for the longest time I would book all of our own tours through Facebook and just word of mouth. And we did like a couple full US tours that I just booked completely through Facebook. And then when our last record came out, we got offered to go on tour with another artist, and we picked up their booking agent. So that was the first tour that we didn't have to book ourselves.
How did that feel?
It was awesome. It was great not having to be the bad guy, not having to ask for the money and do, you know what I mean? All I needed to do was focus on playing and making sure we had a van to drive in that wasn't going to blow up, and enough merchandise to keep us, on the road that long. And it worked great. So
do you, the merch that you do you do anything like, is there anything, do you get everything manufactured? Is there anything that you do like by hand? Are you into like silk screening? Or I
love that stuff. Yeah, I love silk screening and stuff, but for the most part, I have a friend who has a huge printing studio, and he's so good at it, and he makes everything look perfect, and he does it fast, and I'd rather pay him than have to do it myself.
Sure.
So I'd rather support my friends and other underground businesses that are trying to do it rather than waste my time doing it in my garage. I have enough stuff to worry about,
It's funny too, because I just did the captioning. I was going to sit there and try and do all the captions on my movie, and captioning is like,
oh man,
yeah, it's mind-numbing shit. And then I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to pay the money to get this shit captioned, because who has the fucking time?
Yeah,
I
right.
just don't have the time. There's so many other spinning plates. I'm just not. I'm gonna just pay the money to not deal with this. Like, it's okay to not be DIY on everything.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for the most part, you're doing the DIY stuff. It's just extra stuff that you need help with, and make it,
right,
roll out
right.
a lot easier.
In fact, it makes you more DIY because it allows you to focus your energy where it needs to be instead of everything else, right? Like, that's the smart, mature DIY.
I don't have to worry about booking a fest now or booking a tour. I can work on a new record.
Do you what is your favorite part about like the festival experience versus just, what do you like about playing festivals?
There's always a big crowd if it's a good festival. I like that. I like the
they got good food backstage.
The catering. If it's cool,
nice.
Yeah, we've played a couple of fests. We did punk rock bowling and it was awesome in Las Vegas.
That's a good one.
Yeah, man, that was really cool. It was a great crowd.
Did you see, doesn't Fat Mike own that? No Effects, do they own punk rock bowling, or am I thinking of something else?
I think the two brothers from the band Youth Brigade from you ever see Another State of Mind?
The Stern brothers.
Yeah, the Stern brothers. Yeah, I think they were the ones that were involved with that. I'm not sure if they still are, but yeah.
Oh, I love that movie so much. Another State of Mind.
Yeah, me too. Super cool.
Just great. Again, like a movie. I mean, that movie covers so many different things. It's like, you know what that movie is? That movie is like, have you ever seen American Movie?
Yes.
It's like American Movie, but for punk rock musicians.
Yeah, it is.
Right?
Yeah, it's so awesome how well documented that whole tour is.
Like,
a lot of time when you're on tour, the last thing you want to do is film stuff because you're too busy, you're too exhausted from the night before, and you just want to sleep in the van or whatever. But those guys had that camera rolling at all times,
I've been there too. I did that across Europe for a band, and it was
nice,
harrowing experience.
Yeah,
dude, it's just like the tenacity of like, let's hollow out a school bus and go across the country.
Yeah, crazy
adventure,
Yeah.
In fact, I think that's when Mike Ness threw up in, Jerry Montano from Danzig told a story that he told a story about something that Doyle told him that Mike Ness threw up in his bed. And I think that happened on the Another State of Mind tour. That's what I think that happened. I don't know for a fact. That's what I suspect.
I believe it.
Jody Ramone is asking Alex. He says, Alex, what's your favorite song from each Misfits, Samhain, and Danzig?
Oh, geez. That's cool. Misfits would probably be, what's a good one? That's Astro Zombies.
Read my mind.
Theme for a Jackal.
Ooh.
And wait, how many do I get for each? 3 or just 1?
He said, what's your favorite song from each? But how about you do 3? If you want to do 3, you can do 3.
That's okay. And Halloween, I would say.
All great. Great. All documented, all true. What about Samhain?
Samhain would probably be Let the Day Begin. What's All Murder, All Guts, All Fun, and I Am Misery. Gotta say,
Ooh, I Am Misery.
That song is the evilest song.
It's very evil. And Misery Tomb, which takes the backing vocals, it sounds like Glenn is constipated on the toilet.
I would want to cover Misery Tomb.
You should.
Yeah, I'm between songs.
trying to pinch off a loaf in the fucking toilet.
Yeah.
And what about Danzig?
Oh man, that's the hardest one probably.
Ooh,
I would say "Tired of Being Alive."
oh, fucking love that song.
Yeah. Oh man, this is very difficult. I would say "Tired of Being Alive" off Danzig 1. "Soul on Fire."
Ah, the Sam Hain of my soul. Yes.
Yeah, that one rules. And what's a good one off How Gods Kill?
Bodies.
Bodies. Yeah, that rules. That bass line.
Sistina's is mine. Boom,
Sistina's. Yeah, I changed
That's
it to
mine.
Sistina's.
Always
I like
Sistina's.
I like the live version of Sistina's off of Thrall.
Also good. Also good.
It's faster. It's cool. Yeah, it sounds like Elvis. It's awesome.
Erie Vaughn said that Danzig was just trying to write a formulaic, like, you know, Roy Orbison song, but
Yeah.
I don't buy that. I think that was like a deeply personal Danzig song, and I really fucking love it. I absolutely love it. I think it's great.
And those live songs on Thrall are so cool because you
really
hear the
great,
crowd, like roaring in the background.
So
yeah, there you have it.
Ed Willie is asking, do you guys like heavy metal songs, or you just like punk rock songs? I mean, I will say that I like just all. I know it sounds like a bullshit cliche thing, and I'm at 12% battery, just letting everybody know. I like all music, man. I just like music. I like good sounding shit. So
yeah, exactly.
You know, I listen to like fucking David Bowie. Modern Love is a great fucking song, and it doesn't sound like punk rock or heavy metal. I just like a song that sounds good to my ear, and that's that.
Yeah, I like lots of what you would classify metal bands and songs. I love that stuff. But there's a lot of sucky, there's a lot of shitty metal too, you know. So
indeed.
It's very, very cookie cutter in a lot of ways, but there's bands like Danzig that make it original and cool. You know?
We have to ask our trivia question.
Okay.
And that's Alex is going to answer it. I'm going to play the video one more time for anybody. Here are the rules. Instead of me explaining them. Well, I am explaining them. Hold on. I'm going to be doing a live show every single day. I'm going to be giving away a t-shirt. At the end of every episode, I will ask my trivia question. You will send your answer to FrumessMAIL@gmail.com, and the first person to answer correctly will be the winner. You give me your name, your address, and your t-shirt size. If you are outside of the continental United States, you will have to cover shipping and handling. Join us night after night, where I will be doing t-shirt giveaways. Who doesn't like a free t-shirt? I'm not going to go easy on any of you. I'm going to ask really hard questions. So be prepared. All right. The time has come for the trivia question. Alex, fire away.
Okay, which member of Sam Hain is from my hometown of Baltimore, Maryland?
All right, there you go. That's the question. Send the email to FrumessMAIL@gmail.com. I'd very much like to thank Alex so much for coming on here and hanging out with us. Cool dude. Got a great band.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Check out his, I put his links. I put all his links in the description. Check out his music. Check out his stuff. And hopefully our paths cross in some way, shape, or form in the future.
See you at that Bad Nerves show.
Yeah, that's for sure. I would definitely be going to Bad Nerves. Hang on one second, Alex. Peace, hair grease.